Hey, what's up? It's Alex. Hold on, let me fix that so you can see my face, at least for this part. I'm going to try doing a lesson here, even though, as you can plainly tell, because I'm apparently playing left-handed again, I'm using my webcam to record it. Forgot my my digital camera that is so much nicer at home. I'm up in at school right now, so I guess I'll just make do with this until maybe I can re-record this with a better camera. Anyway, this is the lesson for Firewoman by The Cult. And really not that difficult of a song. It tends to stay, for at least a lot of the more complicated solo stuff, in this pentatonic box right here that goes from the 10th fret to the 13th. And we'll go through that later in the lesson. Anyway, without further ado, I don't have all the effects, by the way, for this song. He's got kind of an echo and a chorus going in there in some places. So you're not going to hear that, but the notes are correct, or at least pretty close to it. This is how I like to play this song. So anyway, here we go. First part, you're going to just basically make your open G chord on the, and I'm not going to go through the chords either. If you need help learning some of these chords, then they're readily available on the internet. G chord, all I'm going to do is strum the last three strings here, the low E, the A, and the D. Move my first two fingers, keep them on the same relative positions, but move them up a string each. So my middle finger is now resting. Basically, I make it into a C9th chord with my pinky added, just like you do on the major G. So I've got, to clarify, my middle finger on the A string on the 3rd fret, and my first finger now on the D string of the 2nd fret. So I'm going to strum G. There we go. Move it up to the C9th. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to make kind of a D chord. Just strum it open. So all I've got on right there is I've got my, as you can see, my pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and my pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. All together. There we go. Next, I'm going to put my finger back on, my middle finger. This time it's going to be on the D string of the 3rd fret, and I'm going to play the same thing starting on the D string. Just go back down, same kind of thing, walking it back down. Go back to the C add 9, and with a G chord. Then I'm going to repeat that twice, so all together it goes like this. And he plays that all together through twice, and at the end he hits that G chord. When he's going into the verse, goes, strums it 3 times. Now, I'm going to show you the lead part. I'm not going to show you the rhythm part. I can do a lesson on that too, if people would like me to. Anyway, next, we're going to do what goes on in the beginning before he goes into the first verse. He goes kind of into this chorus riff, although he doesn't do the whole thing, which sounds like this. Now, there's a hell of a lot of different ways that you can play that riff. I experimented with a bunch of them. I decided that even though it's not the easiest way, I like actually this way that I'm going to show you the best, and I'll go over another way that you can play it pretty easily as well. So what we're going to do, this is all played, except for, I think, one note, is all played on the G string. We're going to start on the G string on the 5th fret, pick it, hammer on to the 7th fret of the G string. I like to use my ring finger. Slide it up, G string 10th fret, and then slide it back down. Actually, don't slide it, I'm sorry. Just pick out again the 7th fret on the G string. So we have, repeat that once more. Now the next part is, and basically what I'm doing there, if you can see, try to get close here so that you can see my fingers. Basically all I'm doing is I'm going from with my pinky on the 12th fret of the G string, pulling off to the 10th fret of the G string, pulling off to the 9th fret of the G string, and then this one last note is the D string on the 10th fret. All together. There you have that part. There's another easy way to play this, although I don't like the sound quite as much because you don't get that slide sound in there. What you can play is, there we go. Sorry, I'm not used to playing it this way. Same thing, you're going to hammer on from the 5th to the 7th on the G, only this time you're going to use your middle finger to play the 6th fret of the B string. And you're just going to go right back to that 7th fret on the G. Now, next part, to get that, there we go. Again, sorry, I'm not used to playing it this way very much. Next, to get that, all you're going to do is you're going to do, on the B string, you're going to use your pinky to pull off from the 8th fret to the 6th fret. And then you're just going to remove that finger and bar with this first finger here on the 5th fret. So you're going 8, 6, down to 5. Now, since you're barring, you're going to, and you're barring the first 3 strings, I should clarify. That's 5th fret on the G. So, with that way, it's so, there you have that part. And the last part where he goes, all that is on the 7th fret of the G string. He's hitting that note and letting it ring. Now, another guitar is going to come in and start playing. Let me back it up so you can see the whole neck here. Another guitar is going to come in and start playing the verse, which I'm going to show you now. All that's going to be is basically a power chord that I'm sure a lot of you have played if you play any rock music at all. It's going to be first finger on the 5th fret of the A string, your ring finger on the 7th fret of your D string, and your pinky on the 7th fret of your G string. And I'm muting this low E string with my pointer finger. Slide that chord down to the 3rd and 5th. Next, take your pinky off, keep your ring finger where it is, but slide your pointer finger down 1 fret so you're on the 2nd fret. Then back up to that same chord. That's the entire chord structure for the verse. There you go. Next, we have this kind of complex part, which is now, this part is a little bit tricky, but it does have a pattern to it, so once you get it, you can kind of once you get the pattern, you can kind of apply it a little bit easier. 5, 7, 5. A string, D string, A string. So 5th on the A, 7th on the D, 5th on the 5th on the A. 7th on the G, hammer on and pull off from the 5th to the 7th on the G, and then 7th on the D again. So D on the 3rd fret, strike it again. Same kind of pattern, 3rd to 5th. Only this time when you do the hammer on and pull off, you're going to go. There we go. And that's going to be from the 4th to the 6th, then on to the 5th of the G string. So, to clarify, on the B string, there we go. That's 4th to 6th, back to 4th. Actually, I'm sorry, 6th to 4th. 6, 4, hammer on, pull off. Then 5th fret on the G string. So all together. Actually, we haven't gotten to that last note yet. But anyway, that will end part 1. I'll post a part 2 of this lesson because I'm getting almost to 12 minutes here. So hope you have enough to practice, and I'll post a lesson 2. See you.